Hey everyone, I thought it'd be fun today to show you how we make our solid dish soap. Um, this is sort of this is an alternative to regular liquid soap in a jar. These are our solid dishwashing bars. We have the scented, which is scented with lemon and rosemary, and then we have an unscented variety. And then you can also online you can order a customized whatever scent you want, or stopping in the store and talking to one of us or whatever. But so today I thought I would make you. I'm going to be doing the lemon rosemary today, so you can kind of see how that process works. First, we start off with our blend of oils, and I've got mixed up and melted here coconut and palm oil. So they're both solid oils at room temperature, so it makes a really nice hard bar. Coconut oil is the cleansing oil. In other words, it's the one that really works to cut grease and for cleaning. That's what they refer to when they're talking about cleansing oils. And so the problem, though, is that it's not going to be real gentle for your hands if we did it all coconut oil. So that's why we blend in a little bit of palm oil, which also adds bubbles. Well, the coconut oil adds bubbles too, but the palm oil's bubbles are a little bit more long-lasting. The coconut oil produces fluffy bubbles, but they don't last very long. So it's kind of the combination of the two helps you get a nice lather with bubbles. So if you haven't tried these, they're awesome. There is a little bit of a learning curve because we're not used to using a solid dishwashing bar, but it's great. It lasts I would say at least 7 of the bottles of Palmolive or Dawn or whatever kind you buy. I think those are like a 10 or 12 ounce bottle. These just last forever. And what I usually do at home is I'll cut it in half or maybe even into a third, and then just keep that much out at a time to use. And basically to do it, you just work up a lather on your dish rag or whatever scrubbing device you're using. Maybe it's a brush or some kind of little scrubby. And then wash your dishes with that. Let them set for a second. What I usually do is, instead of running water constantly, is I'll just rinse everything before I start, get it wet, get some of the big debris and stuff off of it, and then work up a lather with the bar, wash everything, get a nice lather going and wash everything down and get all the crud and stuff off. And then I will put that on the other side of the sink as I'm doing each piece. And if you're like us, we have a dishwasher, so it does most of the work. But this, we do need occasionally for our pans. We don't run through the dishwasher. And then any of our fine crystal or china or that kind of thing that you don't. Or, maybe it's just, you just have a few things and you don't want to sit in your dishwasher until the dishwasher gets full and you run it. So it's just, it's a nice alternative to the squeeze the liquid soap all over everything and run the water for an hour, I'm exaggerating, but unless you're my husband, of course. But anyways, so where am I on this? So I was talking about the use of it. So there's a little bit of a learning curve involved when you're doing it, because we're so used to running the water or filling a basin full of water and drumming a bunch of soap in it and that kind of thing. It's great also for soaking. So if you have some tough stains that you want to get out, like I use it on our stovetop, it works great. So you just work up a lather, scrub it all down, let it set for a minute, and then come back and wipe and rinse it, and it's amazing. It even works great for oven cleaning. You don't have the fumes that way. So we've got our melted oils, like I said before, and now I'm just going to add my lye mixture. I'm going to have to put this down so you can see. I'm going to add my lye mixture to that, and I've already pre-measured this. I'm going to add that to my oils. I've already got the scent added. We did a blend of lemon and rosemary. And then I'm just going to mix this up by hand for a sec, and then I'm going to use my stick blender. So it's just starting to kind of come together. It emulsifies a little bit. And then if you've seen any of our other videos, this is our workhorse for making soap products. Our handy dandy stick blender. Normally I would take this behind and do it, but I'm just going to stretch it out here. All right, so let's get the scale out of the way. I don't need it anymore. We use the scale to measure all the ingredients. It's a little different than at home where you might use a cup of this and a teaspoon of that. Everything with soap making we weigh out. So I'm just going to give this a couple bursts, get all the air out. And then I'm just going to blend this up. Oh, you know what I forgot to add? I forgot to add our color. Now this might surprise some of you, but we try and use a lot of herbs and natural ingredients for color. For this, I'm going to be using our yellow mica. This is what it looks like. And I'm just going to add a couple of teaspoons to the mix. And really, the color just helps distinguish between the two, so I know which one's which, because I can't really trust my nose anymore. So I'm just going to drop that in. And then we'll go back to blending this up. So micas are natural iron oxide deposits, and that's what we use to color all of our bars. Either that or I'll use a lot of herbs and stuff, but some of the colors, they're just much brighter with the mica. I could use turmeric. I would get the same effect, but the turmeric kind of fades a lot. UV rays really detract the intensity of the color. So it starts out really nice and yellow, but like within a week of curing, it's pretty much faded quite a bit, and it's really more muted. So I really like using this yellow. So we get it to about that point, which we call a light trace. And when I say light trace, when I run my over the batter, you can kind of still see a tracing of the batter on top. That's the term light trace. That's what that means. And it's still quite fluid, so I can pour it in a mold, which is also a plus. So I have my mold here, and this is just a handy dandy. This will hold. It's actually a 4-pound mold, but I just put this chuck of wood in it, and it divides it up in two. It's typically when I make the dish soap, I usually make both unscented and scented at the same time, but I've got plenty of unscented, so I've got a bunch of orders for the scented, so I gotta get that. I gotta get another batch made. So we're just gonna pour this in here. I always want to scrape my bowl, get all the good stuff. Then I'm just going to kind of make sure I get all the air out of it so I don't have any air pockets once it sets. And that looks good. So that's basically it. It's still a little fluid. It'll set up in a few minutes. But that's really all I do to that. And then it'll sit overnight. We'll wrap it in a blanket, and that kind of cooks it and finishes the soap, makes it nice and hard, and it will be ready to go probably within the end of the week. We don't typically let these sit around too long. You can. The cure time for most cold processed soaps is 3 to 4 weeks, but because we soap pretty hot and we kind of use a heat process in curing this, it pretty much evaporates most of the water, and that's really what the cure period is for, is to just remove the excess water from the bars. So but yeah, so that's it.